Okay, welcome to Unit 5D. We're going to talk about how you multiply and divide fractions. And here's a nice part of multiplying divide fractions. It's almost exactly the same thing. Once you learn one, you'll learn the other. So let's talk about multiplying fractions. When we multiply fractions, 2/5 times 6/7 is our problem here. And all we do is we multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So that turns into 2 times 6 on the top, which is 12, and 5 times 7 on the bottom, which is 35. That's the simple multiplication method. Let's look at another problem over here. Now this problem is a little bit more interesting. We've got 1/4 times 2/3, makes 1 times 2 on the top, 4 times 3 on the bottom, is 2/12. But then we have to reduce. And we will reduce that fraction. 2 will divide into 2 to get 1, and 2 into 12 to get 6. What I like to do is show students how to avoid all of these reduction problems in multiplying our fractions, and we do that with canceling. So let's look at another way that we could do that same problem. 1/4 times 2/3. Same problem as up here. But if I notice that I have values on the top and the bottom that are divisible by the same number, I can divide that number in, called canceling. /2 becomes 1, divided by 2 becomes 1, 4 divided by 2 becomes 2. Now, what do I have on the top? 1 times 1 on the top is 1, 2 times 3 on the top and on the bottom is 6, and I have 1/6. There's my answer without having to worry about any kind of reduction. If you go through and all of your fraction multiplying problems, you look and see if there's anything you can cancel first. You will always be better off because you're working with smaller numbers, and I don't know about you, but for me, smaller numbers mean fewer mistakes. So let's talk about dividing fractions. Dividing fractions is exactly the same as multiplying fractions. We just move them around a little bit. In this example, we have 3/4 divided by 2/3. That is the same as 3/4 times 3/2. Well, what have we done here? We've done a little trick called copy, dot, flip. If you can remember those 3 words, you can always divide your fractions. What have we done? Copy. Well, we've taken the first fraction and we've copied it. We've changed our division sign into a multiplication sign, which many of us write as a dot, and our second fraction has been flipped upside down. So if we copy, dot, flip, now we no longer have a division problem, we have a multiplication problem. Guess what? We already know how to do that one.